Have you ever felt like you just can't get someone out of your head? Maybe it happens right before you fall asleep, when everything around you seems still. But your mind isn't. That person suddenly shows up in your thoughts without being called again and again, as if their presence is somehow tied to yours in a way you don't fully understand yet. It might not even be someone you interact with regularly, but there they are, lodged in your deepest thoughts, interrupting your moments of peace, echoing through your solitude. And you ask yourself, why? Why this person, out of everyone I know, keeps surfacing in my mind? Let me tell you the truth. This isn't just coincidence. It's not just your subconscious playing tricks. These recurring thoughts have a deeper, spiritual meaning. Something far beyond what logic alone could ever explain. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I promise you'll understand the real, spiritual message behind constantly thinking about someone. You'll gain insight not just into your inner state, but also into how these mental connections are often driven by higher forces that transcend the physical and ordinary. Just imagine what might happen if you could decode the hidden message behind these thoughts. The answer might surprise you, but before we dive deep, take a moment. Think about that person who keeps showing up in your mind. Close your eyes and visualize them. Feel what rises inside you. Maybe it's longing, maybe confusion, or maybe something even more mysterious. What you're feeling right now is key, because our emotions are one of the primary ways the universe communicates with us. But what is it trying to say when someone appears so persistently in our thoughts? Let me tell you a story. It was a gray autumn afternoon. The wind whispered through the trees, and the leaves fell slowly, almost like time itself was slowing down. Anna, a 35-year-old woman, sat in a cafe, absent-mindedly watching people pass by. She had been feeling unsettled for weeks. Not from a lack of love or material needs, but from something deeper. Something she couldn't name, but there was one constant in her thoughts: an old college friend, someone she hadn't spoken to in years. And yet, suddenly, she couldn't stop thinking about him. At first, Anna brushed it off, thought it was just a passing memory. But it kept happening. No matter what she was doing, he showed up in her mind like a shadow, following her everywhere. It felt like something unfinished, a sense of unresolved energy between them. Until one night, just as she was drifting to sleep, Anna had a realization. Those thoughts weren't random. They were a sign, a message from the universe trying to guide her towards something she didn't fully grasp yet. And that's how it works. The people we can't stop thinking about, often, they're not there by chance. They're there because our souls need to learn something from them. Maybe they're meant to play a key role in your journey, or maybe they already did, but the spiritual cycle wasn't properly closed. In the spiritual realm, nothing is random. Every connection, every encounter, every recurring thought carries a purpose. So when someone becomes a mental constant, when their energy clings to yours like a subtle whisper, you must ask yourself, what is the message behind this? What lesson is my soul trying to show me? Because in the unseen realms, everything is connected. Every thought, every feeling, every person we can't stop thinking about holds meaning, and these particular thought connections are powerful. They're driven by spiritual forces beyond the surface of life. Maybe that person is also thinking of you. Maybe your energies are tied in ways the eye can't perceive. But before diving even deeper, There's something you must understand. The law of attraction. It teaches that whatever we focus on, whatever we feel intensely, tends to materialize. In our reality, our thoughts are pure energy, and that energy has the power to draw people, events, and situations aligned with our frequency. So if you constantly think about someone, it's possible your energy is calling them, whether spiritually or even physically. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Thinking about someone doesn't always mean you're supposed to reconnect with them. Sometimes the person who keeps showing up in your thoughts is simply a mirror, reflecting an aspect of you that's still unhealed, unseen, or ignored. It might be a part of yourself that you're denying, or it could signal unresolved emotions that are ready to be released. Think of your mind like a mirror. Every person who lingers in your thoughts reflects something from within. These thoughts are invitations. Invitations to look deeper inside. To ask yourself, what is this person showing me about me? Why do they reappear over and over? What hidden message is the universe delivering through their image? Many spiritual teachings speak of soulmates, or soul connections, people we've met in other lifetimes, destined to reunite with us in this one, to fulfill a shared mission. Sometimes they show up in our thoughts because our souls are calling to each other. Other times, they're there to help us grow, even if that growth comes through pain or distance. But how can you tell if thinking of someone constantly is a spiritual sign, or just a lingering emotional need? You must learn to separate the voice of the soul from the voice of the ego. The ego seeks control, validation, and reassurance. The soul seeks evolution, healing, and true connection. So ask yourself, does thinking of this person bring peace or anxiety? Do I sense a lesson to learn, or just a desire to fill a void? Personal and spiritual growth is a path filled with signs, and those signs often come in the form of people, real or imagined, who pass through our minds. Thinking of someone constantly is an opportunity, a moment to pause, reflect, ask the deeper questions. What am I seeking from this person? What part of me needs to be acknowledged or healed? As you ask these questions, you begin to understand. The connection isn't just about them, it's about you. Because every thought, every emotion, every person we mentally revisit is a doorway to higher understanding. So don't ignore it. Reflect, meditate, tune into what your spirit and the universe are trying to show you. Now, maybe you're wondering, what do I do if I can't stop thinking about someone? Here's the answer. Don't rush. Don't force action. Just become aware. Sometimes simply acknowledging the presence of those thoughts is enough to reveal their message. You can meditate, journal about it, or simply observe without judgment. And clarity will come. If you feel you need to say something or reach out to that person, do it from a place of calm, not urgency. Not because your ego wants resolution, but because your soul seeks truth. And if you choose not to act, that's perfectly valid too. Sometimes, understanding the spiritual reason why someone lingers in your thoughts is enough to release them with gratitude. Because in the end, the universe always leads us toward growth. It brings us the exact people and experiences we need to awaken deeper truths within ourselves. Before you go, I want to invite you to take this deeper. Our book, Your Higher Self, is now available. You'll find the link in the first comment below this video. This is more than just a book. It's a journey, one that will teach you how to reprogram your mind and realign your entire reality. You'll discover a sense of inner wholeness like never before. Now, think once again about that person who's been on your mind. What do you feel now? Is there more clarity? If this video helped you understand what you're experiencing, I invite you to comment below and share your story. Have you ever constantly thought about someone only to later realize there was a deeper reason behind it? Your experience could help someone else who's going through the same dot. And before we end, subscribe to this channel. Here we explore spirituality, personal evolution, the laws of the universe, and how to use them to live more consciously. If this message resonated with you, if you're on a path of awakening, then subscribe. Because this is just the beginning. Remember, the connections we feel are never random. Everything has meaning. And when you start paying attention, you'll see that life is always guiding you towards something greater. So I'll see you in the comments. And if you made it to the end of this message, congratulations. You're one of the rare few with this level of awareness. Comment, "I'm awake," to let me know you're here. And I'll respond to you personally. Until next time.